Now, today's basic thing is that we are entering into chapter number that is last chapter, that is chapter number 5, that is on PHP. Now this chapter, the syllabus we will be discussing, and then after that we'll be entering into the content of this chapter. Now 30% weightage is been prescribed for this chapter. So out of 50 marks, 30 marks means 15 marks probably questions will be asked on PHP. So that's why I'm covering it with a very fast mode in front of you. So it which need to be covered in 11 session as per the university standard is concerned. Now, as far as the topics are concerned, we have yesterday discussed the installation and configuring of PHP. The introduction part will be covered, and in this introduction we will be talking about the basic 7 most important things. So this is what is the second thing, that is we will be talking about the Apache server architecture, variables, constant, data types, operations, and working with arrays. Then after that we will be going into details about the flow controls, the loops which are being used in your PHP. Then introduction to Laravel is that will be covering with a video, short video will be sent to you. Then this is the most critical and important part as far as this chapter is concerned. This will be asked in your examination. So we need to create a dynamic pages of HTML in the form of PHP, and we need to go for database connectivity with MySQL, and we need to do some operations like create, read, update, and display. So all these operations will be covered. And what is get and what is post, what is request, what is session, and what is cookies, all variables, predefined variables will be having discussion. And a student reading, this is expected from your side, that you should cover this from your end. So how to send an email, or how to configure a PHP with XML and Ajax, that is one thing, and how to integrate a payment gateways. So that videos will be shared from my end. You need to go in extra reading for that one. So this is actually the content of the chapter called as PHP. Now is it clear to everybody the content of the chapter? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as far as the installation will go, yesterday we have already covered in a short span, but today the most of the students are there, so we'll again show how to install this one. So for installation of and configuration of PHP, we need to move to the URL. This is nothing but you can search it on Google. That is a XAMPP. Download a XAMPP, and you will be landed into the paper on the URL called as an apachefriends.org, and download.html will be the content. So basically the home page of Apache Friend is like this, and where you will be finding the XAMPP Apache that will be embedded with Maria database and PHP and Perl. So this is the basic what you call as, and you can download this content directly. If you want to work on the recent versions, if your system is upgraded, you can go for this XAMPP 8.09 version, where PHP is 8.09. And this is another link, that is a download link, and from where that also you can install the various versions which are available. So 7.3, 7.4, and 8.09 is the current version. So you can based on your system, you can download any setup and you can install it on your system. So if you want to go for more older versions, you can go for more downloads, and you will find the different versions are again been listed over here. So for the intention of sending it on WhatsApp was very simple. I need to send this URL to you. So I am copying this URL. One second, I am copying this URL and will be sending immediately to you. So if you don't have the setup, you go for installing this on your system. Okay, so I'll just click on download, and this URL will be sent to you immediately. Okay, so you can download it in from your URL. So I put it AIT on AIT group. Now this is a very wonderful what we call as an Apache ID. So it can be helping, it will be helping us to configure with different types of predefined setups. So just like this, if you go for installing this one, so you will find you can configure with the WordPress. We have already seen in the previous session that in last semester that WordPress can be integrated with XAMPP server, Joomla, Doppler. Nowadays these technologies which are working, this all can be configured with this. So huge setup of configuration is applied over here. These all are add-ons you can add into a system and you can use in your creating an application. So very numerous types, you will find 20 to 25 types of different what you call as a predefined setups are there, and you can use this for creating a different wonderful applications for this one. So this is what, after clicking this download, if you are using a Windows operating system, if you go for downloading this 64-bit, or if you are working with 32-bit, go for more downloads, and there you will be finding the stable version of 32-bit. After downloading, you will find the setup will be like this. If you are downloading 32-bit, it will be like this. I have downloaded 7.3.2, and if you 64 version 7.3.8. So these are the stable version, I think. So you can go for just double clicking it and saying next, 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 and all those things. So after installing, the control panel will be visible on your system. So automatically it will be installing everything. So if you don't find it over here, you just go for your setup and you click search for XAMPP. And in XAMPP you will find the different controls are available. Into this is what you call as a control panel. And if you want to search directly, you can put XAMPP search karo, and you will be opening this control panel. Now after clicking this control panel, you will be landing into the control panel of a XAMPP, and the setup which are been installed, that will be highlighted with the green color tick mark. So I have here installed Apache, and I need to configure with the database, so I have installed MySQL into this. Now if it is installed, this means I can start it. So when I click on this start, the Apache server will be starting. Whether I require a database, if I require, I can start my database. Now I am not working with database, so I will not go for starting this MySQL. So there is no need for me nowadays, now in this sessions, to start my MySQL. Now see, when Apache started, it will be starting at port number 80. This is the default port. Don't need to put :80. Okay. So this is the port number, and to execute it, go on your website and on your browser, and you just click over here. You just enter your local host. If it is installed perfectly, after enter, the local host page will be landing up into the dashboard of your XAMPP server. Now this is the way where you will be executing all your executions. Now to execute your file, what we will do is that we will be moving towards what you call as a file. कहाँ से इसको हमें run करना है? So I will go into my computer. I go into my C drive, and into C drive I have installed it on my C drive directly on XAMPP, this XAMPP folder. Okay, I double click it. Now see the path. Double click on XAMPP and go to htdoc. So this is the folder. So the name of the folder where you will be writing a code. Don't write code anywhere on C, D, E, F drive. Nothing. No one. You have to write your content into your server only. Then only it will be getting executed on your server, on your Apache, on your browser. So for making it executable on server, what is required is that you need to write your code into htdocs. So in htdoc, that is htdoc, you can create your own folder. So I will be creating one here, my project folder. So this is my folder, and the name of my folder will be I will be creating it with demo. So I will set it as PHP. So this is the name of my project. So PHP demo. So I will write everything with like this. Okay, so PHP D is in uppercase. So you have to follow this nomenclature, and you just double click it and enter into this folder. And here you will be writing a code. So what I'll do is that I will go into my notepad, and I will be creating one small HTML file. So HTML, and into this I will be writing a body tag, and into this body tag I will be writing my PHP code. So for writing a PHP code, what is the first symbol is you have to write this into a scriptlet like this. So this is what is the what you call a skeleton of your HTML page. So okay. So /HTML. So I am closing this one. So everything will be written into this parenthesis if I want to execute it into PHP. Now if I am using like this symbol, this means I need to save this file. So I am saving this file. Now see, I am saving this file into now see, it is on C drive. See, I am highlighting it on a C drive. I am entering into XAMPP server, into htdocs, and into my folder called as a PHP demo, and I will say it as, one second, it has save. I'm mounting htdocs and into PHP demo, and I will be giving it as welcome. So server has started now. One second, I need to stop this one, so then only the file will be added into this. Okay, now it will be save, and here I will say welcome dot php. Now this I need to store into my PHP demo. Okay, so the name of my file is PHP demo, and I have saved it. One second, it is not created, I think so. So already this type of programs I have created. So ये save नहीं हो रहा. 1 second, I am again saving it into, let it be, will move for my project. Okay, so my project नाम का ही folder बनाएंगे. Already मैंने बहुत सारे folders बनाए. So on C drive, I'll be moving to XAMPP and into htdoc, and here I have created one project called as my project. तो इसके अंदर मैंने कुछ डाला है. So I'll just remove this file, and here I will be saving this file. Okay, so the code will be saved into my project, and the name will be welcome dot php. Okay, so this is the extension you have to add, that is .php, and save that file. Okay, so after saving that file, you check whether it has been loaded over there. So just go into my project, and here this file is created. Now I am adding this code, so I want to print something, so I will be entering as print, and into double quote, that is welcome to PHP session. And second way of displaying is echo, echo. So echo, you can use echo, or you can use print also. So you can write a echo into direct double quotes and semicolon. So this is nothing but IBMRD platform. Okay, platform for MCA first year. So this I have written, I have saved it, and now for the purpose of executing it, I will be opening this and here I will be sending it as the opening writing that is my project. So this is the my project, and I am just pressing enter. So it will be opening all the files which are present over there. So 1 second, so I need to start a server. So it will be showing me error because I have not started a server. So again I am starting a server. Okay, now it is started because it has started on port number 80. So I just go here and just press enter. Now this project will be starting. Now this is the name of file, so that is welcome.php. I can click this also directly, or you can enter here, that is welcome.php, and you just press enter. So now I have not written, so I have written welcome to 1 second. Let us see whether it is working or not. So okay, it is there. So the PHP file will be executing, and that will be displaying the output in front of you. So now it is on localhost. We are not using the URL. So localhost / my project, and this will be opening this URL. So we are running on server. Okay, and if I run directly or using like this, if I double click it, and it will not get executed because the extension is .php, so it will not be getting executed. So whenever you are executing a .php file, make a habit that you have to run it on a server. So this is very simple, that you will be displaying it on a server. So these steps you have to follow whenever you are writing a code into your project. Okay, now see this US code, this is open into US code, so no issue about that. So you have to start a server and then get executed. Now we'll move for the content of this. So installing is there and configuring the PHP. Now there is no need for you to configure because already everything is configured with this This is configure and php.ini is the name of the file which will be opened. So if I click on this file, you will be opening a file that you will find this PHP is already installed into your system, because XAMPP will be installing everything. So this is nothing but the setup of PHP, and that will be installed on your system. So this is nothing but the configuration. Don't change any configuration. By default, all settings are been accepted, and it has been um, moving in the default mode. So don't go into changing any content from this configuration. So it is already started, and we have already executing this part. Now we'll move to the introduction, what exactly the PHP is. So we'll just go for a view in just like a presentation, and what is exactly the PHP is, that is most important. So as far as the content is concerned about PHP, one second. Now the PHP started out with a small opening. Now the initial introduction part will be specifying like that. The PHP started out as a small open source project when it has started, and evolved as more and more people found how it was useful to them. So it has started with a small application. Now it has become a huge what you call as a platform for different applications for execution. The person who has created the PHP is nothing but Rasmus Ladroff. This is the person who has created a what you call as a PHP first version in 1994, some 2 decades before, 2 or 3 decades, I think so. 30 years, close to 30 years it has completed, and from now it is close to 30 years it is working in industry in very efficient way. Now the full form of PHP, many people, both सारे student बोलते it's PHP means personal home page. It's not like that. We have to pronounce it in a very systematic way. HP means hypertext preprocessor. Hypertext preprocessor. Just like MBBS, we always read MBBS as Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Science. Surgery. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. In same passion, we need to read this as PHP as hypertext preprocessor. Hypertext preprocessor. So this is the full form of PHP. And PHP is again most important thing, that it is a server side scripting. Whatever you will be writing, that will be executed on server, and the output will be sent in the HTML format to your system. So it is executable in that is server side scripting language, and it is embedded with HTML, so you can write within a HTML tag also. And as far as it is concerned, it can manage different contents, it can get configured with different databases, it can tackle the sessions, it can build various e-commerce sites. Nowadays you are using this, all e-commerce sites all are being created using PHP. Now as far as the integration is concerned, now it has been integrated with various type of databases. Now databases like MySQL, PostSQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and Microsoft SQL Server. So all databases can be worked out with the help of this PHP. But syllabus is specifying that MySQL, because XAMPP server we are using, and in XAMPP server by default MySQL has been installed. So we will be working on this server called as a XAMPP server. Okay. So XAMPP server for us is most important. So we will be working with on MySQL, but you can integrate your PHP application with PostgreSQL, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, and Microsoft SQL Server also. So no issue about that one as far as database connectivity is concerned. Now PHP is what you call as zipped in its execution, it especially when compiled with Apache modules. So whenever you are working on Unix side, it is being encapsulated, and we are not on that platform, so that is not an issue, but it is more efficient on the Apache module also. Now in MySQL server, once started, execute each and every complex queries. So you can execute your complex queries, and huge data can be covered, that is can be fetched and can be displayed in a very systematic way with the help of PHP. So as far as the huge data is concerned, whenever you are working with complex queries and with the huge results, in those situations it is always preferred to go for PHP. So you will find the PHP application like your Facebook. Now this is one of the recent example, you will find it on a platform called as a PHP. So PHP is most preferably been working efficiently in Facebook. So that's one thing most important. Now as far as the PHP support is concerned, it is following different nomenclature of the protocols. So different protocols have been supported, just like this POP3, that is post office protocol, because this is email protocol. So you can use with this one also IMAP protocol. These both protocols are helpful for your email sending and receiving. LDAP for your various e-commerce websites are using taking the help of this protocol, that is LDAP. PHP 4 nowadays is been supporting. Now we are in the PHP 7th version, 5th version. So PHP 4 onwards, we have integrated your PHP with the Java and distributed architecture. So this is the one most important thing, that after PHP 4, it is integrated with Java also and with different distributed architecture. Now the architecture like COM and Corba. Corba is nothing but common object request broken architecture. So this type of architecture that supports n-tier development. So n-tier development is nowadays been working in industry, and this has been done with the help of your Corba and architecture, and Corba architecture is again supported from version 4 onwards. So versatile behavior of PHP. Now PHP is forgiving. PHP language tries to be forgiving to possible, and most important thing is that the syntax which are used in PHP are very much clear with the C programming. So C, if you know C programming, then you can be a very excellent developer in PHP, because syntax are closely related to your C syntax. Now common use of PHP nowadays, you will find the PHP platform system functions, that is it will help us to work out with various file formats. You can create a file, runtime, you can open a file, you can read a file, you can write a file, and finally you can close a file. So all operations that are related with the file handling can be done with the help of PHP. We'll have an ample example to demonstrate how to open a file, read, write, and everything, just like we have done with the Node.js. So file system is supported in PHP. PHP can handle forms also, just like you have created in HTML5. All HTML5 forms can be handled. It can gather a data from a files, it can save the data in a file, and it can throw an email also. So all these operations can be done with the help of your PHP. Now you can do the add, delete, modify all operations with the database also. This is the most important thing, that is with the help of PHP you can configure with the database, and you can do the operations like insert, update, and delete operation, DML, DCL, and DDL. All operations can be done with the help of PHP. And as far as the cookies variables are concerned, you can create a cookie variable also, and using PHP you can restrict user to access some pages from a website also. So it can give an security for your PHP also. And as far as security is concerned, you can encrypt your data also. This is the very wonderful concept being added into PHP. So you can encrypt the data after entering into database or after retrieving it from database. So encryption is one of the most important phenomena as far as security is concerned, and you can restrict the people from entering into another restricted pages also. So this type of security features are available with this. And as far as the characteristics are concerned, characteristics are very simple. That is, there are best 5 characteristics we have identified up till now, and the first one is simplicity. Now you'll see simplicity. Why? Because we can work on C programming like C, so that's why it is simple in nature. Simplicity, if the person basic language, every student understand that is C language, and if you know C, then you can write a code in PHP. It's a very simple, and the what you call as the curve of learning is very short. So in a very short span you can learn PHP in more precise way. As far as the efficiency is concerned, now it is connected with various databases and it is connected with various protocols, so that's why the efficiency is another most important feature characteristics of your PHP. Security, I have already told that we can restrict the people from different pages, we can encrypt the data also, that's why the security feature is excellent in PHP. Flexibility, we can work with databases also, we can work with the file system also, just like this. This means it is much more flexible for the developer to configure with your different file formats, with your what you call Excel sheets, with your Word files. So you can configure it for storing your data and retrieving. So flexibility is that. And familiarity, I have already told you that it is very much familiar nowadays. People are using in more efficient way nowadays. So these are the basic 5 characteristics of your PHP. Is it clear to everybody? The 5 basic characteristics of PHP? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll enter into PHP variable types. Now there are many ways to store information. There are various ways. In the middle of the PHP program, we can use various variables. So now what does this variable means? Now here, whenever you are declaring any variable, you keep in mind This is the most important thing that you have to keep in mind as far as the variable declaration is concerned. All variables in PHP are denoted by the dollar sign. So this is the most important thing that you have to keep in mind, that you have to use this dollar sign before declaring a variable. If you don't declare it, it will not consider at a variable. There will be an error. So dollar is most important whenever you are declaring a variable. Second important thing, the values of the variable is in the is the value of the most recent assignment. So the recent you assign the value, it will be the last value, and it will be the only displayed. So previous value will be overridden with the new values. Where if you want to assign a value to your variable, equal to symbol is used. So equal to, just like a C programming, equal to symbol will be helping us to assign your operators. This is nothing but an operator, that is equal to operator, that will be helping us to assign left side. Whatever you write will be assigned to the left hand side. So whatever you write on right hand side will be assigned on the left hand side. So you write some value over here, it will be assigned to the variable on the left hand side, just like a C or remaining programming language. Now variable can but do not need to declare different assignments. So variables can but do not need to be declared before assignment. So this is the most important thing. If you require the variable, then only go for assignments. Don't go for only declaration. यानी आपको लग रहा है कि आगे लगने वाला है तो उसको वहाँ पर डिक्लेयर कर. Don't go for that type of. This is I have highlighted in yellow color. If it is declared, it should be assigned some value. This is, if you are not assigning the value, default value, it will be showing you an error. So this I have highlighted with yellow color. You have to keep in mind whenever you are declaring any variable. Now variable in PHP do not have instant type, यानी उनको primitive data type पता नहीं. Integer क्या है, float क्या है, double क्या है, उसके पास वैसा कुछ नहीं है. You declare a variable with just like this, it will be accepting all number, characters, everything will be stored into one type. Depend upon the situation, उसमें character डालना है कि integer डालना है कि boolean value डालना है, that is your logic. तो आप यहाँ पर number variable है, integer variable है, वैसा बोल नहीं सकते. Okay, so it is generic variable just like a JavaScript. So variable that are used before they are been assigned as a default variable. So जो assign करते हैं आप start में तो उसको हम default variables बोलते हैं. PHP does not has a good job of automatic converting. So type conversion is not there. You have to do the type conversion. So this is most important thing that you have to keep in mind. You don't have, it is not good in type conversion. It is not a good. So you have to go for type conversion whenever you are working. Okay. And PHP variables are just like a Perl like variable. Perl is one of the programming language used before PHP. So yeah, it is outdated. No one is using nowadays that much Perl. But the variable declaration is just like a Perl. हमने जब पढ़ा था तो Perl programming language पहले पढ़ी थी, उसके बाद हमने PHP पढ़ा था. Nowadays there is no need for knowing what is Perl. You can directly work on PHP also. Now PHP has 8 data types. You have to keep in mind the 8 data types. ये आपको assign करने के बाद आप उसको use कर सकते हैं. Now what are the 8 data types? Integer. If you are declared any variable with any number, any whole number without a decimal, that will be treated as an integer. So any number you are specifying without decimal, and if it is a whole number, that will be treated as integer by default. If you are writing a value like this, it will be considered as a double or floating point number. So floating point number like this will be treated as a double over here automatically. If you are giving two values, whether it is true or false, that will be treated as a boolean value. If you are returning this null, it will be treated as a null variable data type. If you are using a character like this in single quote or double quote, that will be treated as a string. Single quote and double quote both are acceptable here. You can write a text content in this double quote also, in a single quote also. You can work with arrays also, you can work with objects also, you can work with resources also. So these are the 8. These are the only 8 data types which have been supported in PHP. Now what is resources and what is object? Now array, I think everyone knows. Object are instance of programming defined classes. So nowadays PHP is supporting classes, so you can transfer your object also, you can use the object also. And if you are working with the databases, in those situations resources can be your variable. Okay, now there are first 5 simple types that are and the next 2, that is array and object. So first 5, this 4 and this fifth one. So this 4 and this fifth one these are, we called it as a simple types. And the next two, that is your array and object, we are calling as a compound type. And the third one, that is resources, arbitrary values, so that is again a fourth one. So first five simple type, second two array and object are compound type and can be packed up with arbitrary value of arbitrary type. So we can will simply only simple data types in this character, that is we will be working on arrays and object in upcoming sessions. So first five are simple types and second two are compound type. So these two are compound type, we will be covering in upcoming session. Now as far as the integer is concerned, this is the first data type. Whenever we are working with any whole number without decimal, just like this, if it is treated as an integer. So how to declare a variable? It's very simple. Dollar sign, name of a variable, equal to sign, and assigning the value. It's very simple. Name of a variable, equal to sign, and assigning the values. So this is the way of writing a variable. You can write a variable like this also. You can declare a variable with negative signs also. So negative minus 1 2 3 4 5, that will be added with plus 1 2 3 4 5. So this is, you can add a number also directly and assign to the variable, or you can set a constant value to your variable also. So this is what is prescribed. Now integer can be in a decimal that is a base 10 or octal or hexadecimal. So three formats are been acceptable over here. You can write a decimal number, you can write a hexadecimal number, or you can write an octal number also, that can be treated. Now decimal format is by default. Whenever you want to work with decimal numbers, you directly use दिया decimal है. If you are working with octal integers, you have to specify with the leading 0, यानी पहले 0 और उसके बाद आपका जो नंबर आएगा उसको आपके सामने रखना है. So this is the common example, that is 2 into 3.1, or you can write like this also. Okay. And whenever we are working with integer, second double one, so the double example is like this. 3.14 is a double variable, and by default double print a minimum number of decimal values. So minimum number matlab kya hai? The minimum values, place values will be displayed. So if you want to declare a variable like double, you can declare like this. So dollar sign the name of a variable and equal to the decimal number. Same way you can declare a variable like this also, and you can do the addition of like this also. So you can do addition of two numbers and you can get an output like this. So we'll have an example of this also in upcoming sessions. Now first we'll move further and then we'll be going for demonstrating this with data types. So boolean is another data type that is containing two values, that is true and false values. Only two values are accepted over here, boolean. Now if it is true, the part will get executed. If it is false, the second part will be get executed. So if condition, just like this, true and false condition can be tackled. Now whenever you are working with a boolean data type, you have to keep in mind some most important things, that is rules while whenever you are defining any data type as true or false. So if the value is a number, if a value is number and it is false if it is exactly equal to 0. If a number is 0, if I am saying a number is 0, it will be treated as a false value. If a number is greater than 0 or less than 0 in negative sign, it will be treated as a true value if you are working with number. If you are working with string, if it is empty string, that will be considered as a false, and if you are entering something into double quote, it will be considered as, so empty string or 0 will be considered as a false, and if you are sending something value into a character format, that will be considered as a true. If you are saying null value, by default null will be treated as a false. If you are assigning an array, only array declaration, that will be considered as a false. If the array contains some value, that will be considered as a true. If you are considered with the resources like this, so return resources. So for example, I want to specify here, if this is a variable, this is with value, this will be considered as a true value. If I am writing a variable and this is needed to be displayed as true or false, so this will be considered as true because we have written something into a double quote. अगर हमने array को सिर्फ declare किया है और array के अंदर अगर हमने value assign की, that will be treated as a true. But if here the array is empty, it will be treated as a false. If it is null, it consider as a false. If it is 0, that is 999 minus 999 means it is 0, it will be considered as a false. And if it is empty string, it will be considered. So these are all examples of false statement, and these are all examples of true statement. So true will be displayed in a green color, and false I will be displaying it in a red color. So this is nothing but a false value. Okay, is it clear to everybody? Boolean data type, yes or no? Is it clear to everybody the Boolean data type and rules of Boolean data types? Yes. Yes, is it clear to?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now next one, null. Null is a special type that once only has an initial value that will be specified. Now this is a number, auto-generated number, and it is a constant. So you can use null in uppercase also, you can use null in lowercase, so either or. Choice will be yours. So you can use this one also, no problem. Or you can declare a null variable with lowercase also. This both will be acceptable. Now as far as string is concerned, you can write a string in double quote also, which I have told you, and you can write a string into single quote also, like this. Both are acceptable. Okay, so these are the basic things that you have to understand whenever you are working with the data types. So these are the simple data types, and we'll move further. Now whenever you are working with another architect limiteds, there are certain characteristics where you want to use it. So if you want to use you want to go for next line, that is slash n will be replacing a new line, just like a C programming. Slash r will be replacing the replaced by a carrier. Slash t is for the tab. If you want to display a dollar sign, you have to display like this. This is the most important way that you have to understand. That is, if you want to display dollar sign, because dollar is a variable now, it is being considered as a variable. So if you want to display dollar at some situation, use backward slash and dollar. If you want to display double quote, backward slash and double quote. If you want to display single slash, that is backward slash, double slash is acceptable over here. Okay, is it clear to everybody? The 5 basic data types, simple types of your PHP. Yes? Yes or no? So we'll go
Yes,
for
sir.
some examples, small examples, where we will be implementing this into your assignments. So first we'll go for integer declaration, and then after that we'll go for example. So one simple example like this, simple example, and I will go here and I will create a new file and I paste over here. Now this is decimal, so I am saving this into my folder called as my project, and I will call it as decimal.php. Okay, decimal.php, and I am saved this file. So for running it, I'll be opening over here into a server, and here I will be going into this project directly. Okay, now this we have completed. Now this is decimal.php. I'm clicking this one, so you will get an output like this. Now see, the code is written in a very systematic way. This is a variable, this is a variable. I have assigned the value, I have assigned the value. Now I have done the operations like this, addition. So first variable added with the second variable, and I have stored into this. Now I want to display this value I want to display. So I have written this into double quote. See this, I have written into double quote, but here I will be copying the name and I will be pasting over here. Plus operator, text. Now I want to display it in text format. I want to display like this, so I have displayed over here. So I will write here first number plus second number is equal to result, and I have saved this. So you will find a text will be concatenated with this one, plus operator will be there, second text content. Now this is accessing the values which are been stored over here, and we are getting an output like this. So there is no need of br, so I'll remove this br. Okay, so I'm saving this file, and you will, when you go over here, refresh it, you will sign first number, the variable I have stored, second number, and the value which I have stored in that variable. The result is like this. Okay, this is nothing but a simple example. Now this is the way of writing a code of PHP. Now I go for new one, and I will write like this. So semicolon question and semicolon question mark and close. So just like this, opening and closing. Now whenever I am opening, previous example what I have done is that I have not displayed like this. So I'll just copy the starting point of welcome over here. So I want to display it in PHP. So and then after that I will be closing this one. So this I have missed because I have not entered it, because I want to explain you in more precise way, that is this will be displayed. If I want to display it in this will not get an output, because now I am working with PHP, so I need to display it either using a print statement, just like here we have used this print function. So print function is there, then enter over here, then enter something over here and push semicolon. If I want to display another way, that is echo, this is another way of displaying something, and you write over here, this is what welcome to PHP class. Okay, so I will be displaying in two ways, that one is with PHP and another with echo. Okay, I have saved this file into my htdoc, and now I am running it on my browser. So here I will be putting the name of my project and refreshing the page and going for welcome. Now see, this is welcome to PHP, and this is second line. So I want to move to the second line. So मुझे second line को जाने के लिए I will be entering over here a tag called as a BR tag. So BR will be moving to the next line. So this is the first, that is print, and this is nothing but the echo. And whenever you are writing, keep in mind a PHP code, whenever you are embedding, the file extension should be .php. Okay, if I want to write the same code in HTML, what I will do is copy file, new, and I will paste over here. I'll remove this part, okay, and now I'll save it with .html. So this is nothing but demo.html. Now this is HTML file. See this is HTML file, because I have not used any PHP syntax over here. Okay, now I'll go here, the name of my file is demo.html. I go on our server, and here I just go on my base folder, and you will see this is demo.html. When I click on it, I will get an output in HTML format. Now this is a HTML file, demo.html, and this is a PHP file, that is welcome. Both are having same output. Okay, so here I am using a PHP. Same thing I can do with HTML file also, but whenever I am working on PHP, I need to use this syntax in a very precise way. This is starting and ending. If I am using this, the file extension should be .php. If I am not using this, the file extension will be .html. Okay. Is it clear to everybody? Yes or no? Okay. Now we'll go for creating integer. So creating integer, this is simple variable. So I will say as num1, and I will assign some value to this 1 2 3 4 semicolon. If I want to use second number, that is this is num2 equal to some value like 4 3 2 1 semicolon, and I want to display it the output. So $sign result is equal to num1 plus num2 and semicolon. I want to display result, so I will be using print statement, double quote, semicolon, and into double quote result. Okay, so result colon equal to, no need to go for typecasting, use direct this variable. So ये मैं variable को directly copy कर रहा हूँ, and I am just pasting within a double quote. ध्यान में रखना, within a double quote I am saving this file with, so integer dot php. This is the name of my file, integer.php, and I am saving it. Okay, so this is the simple syntax. Now see, this will be automatically highlighted with a bold color. this is my text content which I want to concat with this one. There is no need to write like this double quote. आपल्या सवय असते प्रत्येकाला डबल कोट कंप्लीटेड ही एक पद्धत आहे, पण there is no need, there is no need. ये भी इस तरीके से भी हम आउटपुट देख सकते, but if you don't want, you can write like this also. Choice is yours. Okay, so I will just go for this one and just refresh the page. This integer.php will be there. One second. चुकलं काय आपल्याकडनं? Oh, sorry, I have not used this one. Symbol हे वापरले नाही. हे विसरायचे नाही हा, लक्षात राहू द्या. Now I'm refreshing it. So plus 555, this is the output. So 1 2 3 4 and 5 5, so it is showing the plus sign in front of me. So why? Because I have entered here plus, so I am removing this plus sign, and when I move over here, so 1 second, when I move over here on a server, so the result will be 555. So this is how the integer is being created. Now integer के साथ मैं हर बार बोलता हूँ कि whenever you want to declare any variable, some wrong things are been done. तो मुझे थोड़ा सा highlight करना है कि whenever you are declaring any variable, so things you should not do. That is one thing, one last. Okay, that will be considered as constant. So don't use underscore and all those things in the initial stage. So whenever I am working like this, so I will be going for your boolean value also. So file new, and this is I'm pasting over here, and I will be assigning some values to this. So dollar will be assigning a boolean value. So dollar, this is flag is equal to false, dollar sign flag 1 is equal to true. And whenever I want to use this, so you can go for displaying also. So using print, you can display the value also. Okay, so I'll directly go for displaying the value of your boolean data types, and then after that we'll be moving towards second example also. Copy and pasted. This is closing. Okay, and I will be saving it as your boolean dot php, okay, into my XAMPP folder, which is present on C drive, htdoc, which is present in XAMPP server, and my project, and this is the boolean dot php extension file. Save it, and I'll just move for the execution. So refresh, and this is boolean, so 1. So see, I've entered something and I'm getting output something. So what is that one? So false will not display value, true will display the value. Okay, so one small example which we have talked about, the boolean data type, that is will go into that one. So one simple example. So integer we have covered, string let it be, this one. So just I paste over here, and you will see By default I am passing the value called the true. If it is true, the first part will get executed. If it is false, the second part will get executed. So this is one simple example. I am entering true, that's why it will be executing the part of if statement. This will always print. So I am moving over here and I am refreshing the page. This will always print, and this will never print because it is false. So if I am entering false like this in lowercase, now see, it is never. So you can write a true in uppercase also, and you can write a true in lowercase also, no issue about that. That will be treated as a boolean data type value. Is it clear to everybody? So type sensitive, it is not case sensitive. Now I have entered in lowercase, you will see I have always print because I have written in lowercase. If I write it into uppercase, still it will be working. So see, same thing has happening. If I am entering to false uppercase, it is executing, it is never printed. Okay, so this is the most important thing that you have to keep in mind as far as the boolean data type is there. Lowercase, uppercase, both are accepted. Whenever you are working in integer, you have to declare the dollar with a variable name, and you can assign the value like this also. Now if I am working with this number like 0.000, now this is integer, this is double. Okay, so 0.007 I am entering like this. Okay, and when I go for addition and when I go for output, like I am adding an integer with a float value and I am storing into variable. So by default this will be a float. So we'll see a result as automatically PHP will be considered treating it as a double value. This will be treating as an integer value. So we don't require to say whether it is in this data integer, this variable is integer, or this variable is double, or this variable is a boolean. No need for you to specify a primitive data types. So the name of my file is integer.php. I'm going for execution, refreshing the page, integer.php. So you will find the output in this decimal format. So no need for you to specify whether it is integer or double. Here the code, here the variable is that much flexible that it will understand whatever value is, that on that parameter it will be changing its data type. So this is what I was expecting that need to be demonstrated in front of you. Is it clear to everybody how to run the program and how to execute and how to get an output on your screen? Is this clear to everybody how to write a PHP program now? Yes? Yes? Okay. I will take attendance. If you have any doubt, you can speak with me now. On Monday, we'll be continuing with the remaining parts and we'll be entering very fast into databases. Okay. So ये छोटी-छोटी चीजें हम cover करेंगे and then we'll be entering into small applications. Okay. Now tomorrow being a Sunday, I am sending you the notes. You can refer the PHP notes and you can start at least single glance में उसको read करो, and same will be implementing in upcoming lectures in the next week. Okay, very fast we will be covering PHP in the next 2 weeks at the most. Okay. Any doubts, any questions you want to ask, you can ask me now immediately. If no question, then say no. Yes, any doubts?